Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, born and dead, saved by love, count my blessings from above. Though in darkness, have no fear. Light will shine on those holding near. They know that sorrow they will pass. For I know in this life there will be something. But remember that love, yes it will. Love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Yeah. In my heart, I believe it. Love will reign. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have a vision. It's clear and plain. People live and laugh, smiling again. Oh, see the children, they know no pain. Far from pressure, stress and strain. Oh, sorrow, they will pass. For I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. But remember that love, yes it will. I know. Yeah. Love will reign. Gotta believe it. In my heart, I truly believe. Sun will shine again. And love, I can hardly wait. We'll all be together. There'll be peace, peace, sweet peace, happiness and joy forever. Oh, yeah. One day, someday, hate will be over and love will reign. They won't last, for I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. But in the end, love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Said in His word, weeping may endure the night. Love will conquer all. Love will win the fight. So don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. Darkest hour just before the hate will be crushed, fear will be gone, love will remain and go on and on. Though the road seems rough, my friend, we know how the journey ends. Oh, yeah. La, da, da, da. La, da, da. La, da, da. Oh, oh. La, da, da, da.
Love will reign. And I am so excited that you are here with me. I am Marcus Holmes, the love activist, and this is another episode of the Love and Stuff programming where you can fall in love with our new time at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope that you will click share and tag a few folks to join us. Thank you, Tom Adams. Thank you, Daisy Simmons, and others who are joining us, whether you're here live on the Love and Stuff platform via the Love and Stuff community page or on the Marcus R. Holmes page, or if you're live with us on Twitch TV, Twitter, or YouTube events, click share. Take a moment and click share and tag 5 of your closest friends, 5 of the more popular ones to join in tonight's discussion. And tonight you'll also have an opportunity, as we do this time of the year in the Love and Stuff community, to shop with us live. That's right, we're going to have some live opportunities for you to shop and get some great products and give to some families who are in need. Our prayers go out to all of those in our Love and Stuff community who are in Texas, especially in the Dallas area, and all of you around the world who are experiencing disaster or health challenges or trauma. We are thinking and praying for you. And so we wanted to pause that moment and let you know we're thinking of you and praying for you. And I hope that you will click share with those that are within your inner circle, because I want to get your input. A special shout out to the Beautiful Girls group, because there's been some inbox discussion on the topic. And I wanted to, I didn't mean to copy all the topic because the topic has a cuss word in it. I meant to take that cuss word out. But there's a word in there that I'm going to skip. But that was from the actual, I forgot. Normally I edit the topic that comes through the inbox so that words, expletives, and things of that nature won't be included. And sometimes I use different words to kind of help camouflage those who want to maintain some anonymity. So my apologies in advance when you read that topic and you see a word, you see a bonus word that Herbert Holmes, my dad, would have utilized. I call it an expletive. I apologize for that expletive that you see. It was in the original topic, and I typically try to change the topic around with words so that people don't identify their husband's post or their wife's post or their boo's post and say, did you give that post to the Love and Stuff community? Because some people just want us to have discussion around their topic, and it helps to inform them on how they can increase the love in their life. And that's what we hope in the Love and Stuff community, to increase the amount of love in the world. All right, I'm going into the topic. All I need you to do is click share and tag 5 of your closest Facebook friends, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter friends, 5 of the more popular ones, to join us in this discussion, because we are going to be talking all about anybody been on a date and your date brought somebody as a plus one. Well, that's what we're talking about from the inbox. And shouts out again to Beautiful Girls group, who's connected to us, who have been having a little bit of inbox dialogue around this topic, and some of them inboxing me individually. And I wanted to bring it out here. And some of them from across the globe are going to be dropping their pictures, I think, for me to share with you. Those of you who are looking for global love, we have some folks who are looking for global love as well. So I'm going to go right into the topic, which is pinned. And again, I apologize. There is an expletive in there. I will skip that, even though I know you'll be able to see it. All right. Maybe I ignored some signs, but I had a bad first date, he says. Beautiful woman, seemed to have it together, he says. She shows up looking and smelling good. That was the best part, he says. I mean, combo was decent, but 15 minutes in, she started texting, and up came her girl, who she invited in case I was a jerk, she said. She asked, you don't mind if she joins us? No problem, he responds. This ... woman began to order up some stuff, like we dating and having sex. I'm going to put that word in there. I kept calm, and my date saw the change in my mood and said, you good? We're not eating and drinking too much for you. Oh, y'all good, he responds, as long as she got her part. But there was no laugh from the first date. Homegirl, meaning the plus one, goes to the restroom. After 10 minutes, I told her, my date, to go check on her girl, who was the plus one. When she left, the table, I dipped. I left enough for our bill, me and my date, and our tip with the waiter. Was I wrong? So I want to hear from you. So, first dates, first dates, I believe, are first dates where you're having dinner. You got to be careful in the first date situation. And I know a lot of people are dating online and meeting people online, especially in the pandemic. And I don't see a single thing wrong with that. But there are some precautionary measures you might want to take when the first date is from online. And in this case, it was from an online date. They had several discussions, several talks, and a lot of times we are in dating situations and we talk about everything except the things that we need to talk about, like the date. We decide where we're going and who's going there, but sometimes we don't always discuss about the logistics of the date, just that we're meeting and I'm paying because I asked you, or you're paying Dutch or whatever we're doing, but we're not asking because we assume that people will not bring a plus one. And I think you have to kind of, after a couple of calls with somebody, a couple FaceTimes, couple texts, couple inboxes, however you're communicating, you got to kind of delve into things to make sure that people are on the same page. Because oftentimes people are not on the same page, and people often tell us who they are enough for us to make a decision to ignore them or really believe them. And so in this situation, one of the questions that I raised is whether or not you had seen signs ahead, because 9 times out of 10, there are signs when people are telling you that they will do things that you think are rude, distasteful, outlandish. They've already told you in some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion that they might try that kind of move. And in thinking back of some of the conversations, he could identify some signals that made him think, I should have been more communicative, which is a thread that runs through relationships, right? About the expectations. You have to manage expectations even in a first date, right? In a first date, whether or not, if the chemistry is good, it's going to something physical. I know people don't like to talk about that. And I know Christian people are like, oh, no, we're not having that conversation. He should not even expect it. Well, that's not a given. You all should have a conversation about what are the expectations of this date, this relationship, what are we doing, where are we going? And the earlier, the better, so that you get an understanding and there are no misunderstandings, misgivings, or hurt feelings. And so, I want to ask you if you will drop in the comments across platforms, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, that you will share and say, you know what, if I were on a first date and someone brought a plus one, I would dip too. Give me a like or love. And you say, I dip too. I would be out of there. Audi 5000, as it were. I know that might be dating me because people probably don't say that a lot, very much anymore, but I'd be up out of there. If someone came and they brought their best friend, because sometimes some people say we do travel in packs because you never know what you're getting, and maybe you have your best friend bring her date or his date, depending, or your best friend, two of your friends sit at another table. But I don't think that if you're trying to get to know somebody that you invite your plus one without there being some conversation, again, unless you're feeling uncomfortable and looking for an exit plan. That is probably going to be considered as rude, and it could be a deal breaker. For me, it would be a deal breaker if we got to a first date and arrived a plus one who's eating up everything on the table. Now, that would be very problematic for me, but I want to take a step back before we delve into that. And I want you to think about it. If you are talking with somebody and you meet them online, you're inboxing them, maybe, DMing them, maybe. Maybe you do a FaceTime after DM number 4 or 5. Maybe you do some long FaceTimes, right? I would say a great rule of thumb is meet him or her at a public place for coffee or tea where you all do Dutch, and see how he or she carries him or herself in public, just one on one. And then you have a conversation about a date more formal where you're offering to take her out, fellas, where you're saying, let me take you out. Sometimes I think we get to, let me take you out after 3 or 4 DMs. Ladies, a 3 or 4 DMs might not be that he's in love with you. He might be in love with how you look. He might be in love with the lure of getting what he can get from you. So that might be a red flag. Might be. Not for every man, because some men meet somebody and this is the one. But if someone is after 2 or 3 dates saying 2 or 3 inbox dates, I'm calling it dates, 2 or 3 inbox virtual discussions, and you all are feeling some chemistry virtually, your first meeting should be in a public place like a Starbucks for coffee. Tivana, I don't even think they're still in business, but a place like that where both of you can go Dutch. And then you have more conversation about this formal date. Hey, I'm planning to take you out. So, I don't know if you had kids, but I'm just planning to take you. She says, well, I got 3 kids, and yep, I will be bringing my kids. Then you all have another discussion to have, right? But if you're meeting someone sight unseen in person for the first time, I would not advise. Maybe, and I am not a loveologist. I'm just a love activist, activating for your best and safest love. I would advise that first meeting not be a formal date. Give the chemistry some room to breathe and watch this person walk. Watch this person navigate. See how they cogitate. See how they are in public before you go on a formal date. Mitchell Anderson, thank you for joining. He said if they didn't communicate it beforehand, but she wanted protection, she could have said that up front. Yep. And I think you got to be careful. Wouldn't you agree? Or maybe you will agree, Mitchell. If a woman is feeling uncomfortable with a man and she needs protection, she should follow her first mind and not go. Until she feels comfortable enough with that man, she should not go to meet him in a public place. Now, I know sometimes we hot and bothered, hot and heavy. Got to have it, got to have a relationship. I don't necessarily mean you got to have sex, but some people are hot and heavy for that too. You got to get in, you got to meet them. You got to be where they are. Okay. If that's what you feel like you got to do, then you got to take some precautions. Like you said, maybe talk to him up front. But if you're feeling that a guy's suspect, you might not tell him, I feel like you're suspect. But you do get your girlfriend and her boyfriend, or your brother and his girlfriend, to sit at another table in the restaurant. I just believe, though, if your spidey sense, if your sense is telling you you can't trust this person, then you shouldn't be on a date with him or her. Don't chance it because he looks the part or she looks the part. She sounds the part, he sounds the part. He got a nice car. Don't chance it. If something is telling you, sometimes it's Holy Spirit telling you, but maybe you're not talking to Holy Spirit. So maybe you don't believe in that. Somehow you are sensing something that's saying, I'm not going to be safe. Don't chance it. But if you're going to be safe, if you feel safe with this person, don't invite a +1 unless you all have had some discussion. And don't invite a +1 and that +1 is going to eat up half the table. It is impolite to invite someone who is not invited and not be willing to cover their cost yourself. So as she's texting, she could have easily said to him, hey, I invited my friend. I just told her I was feeling a little uncomfortable. Do you mind if she comes? I'll certainly pay for her part. A guy might say, hey, I'm good with that. I understand it's 2022. I'm gonna, whatever, bring her. Yeah, and I'll go half with you on that. Or he might say, I'll take care of it. Let him make that determination. Don't assume that because you are beautiful and because you're sexy, or at the end of the night, because you're giving something up good, your jewels, that he should pay for anybody that you bring. It is impolite and it is rude. It is not in good taste to expect that the guy that just come with it. It does not come with it because he is interested in dating you. He is not interested in dating your children and probably shouldn't have access to them. He is not interested in dating your friends and polling your friends to see what you're really about. The first date is about the two of you seeing if this online connection manifests itself in an in-person connection, right? Because online could be one thing, in person there could be all kind of hygiene factors that get involved, right? In person there could be something about the essence of that person that doesn't flesh with you, and you should not ignore it. You should investigate it. That person might online be just fine, and in person reek of alcohol or weed. And if that's not your thing, you should consider those things, right? There are all kinds of things that you will learn in person that no longer can be hidden, if you will, while online. So it's important that you are spending the time being connected to that individual to see whether or not further and future investment is in order. And doing that, you don't need another person there to make you comfortable. Because if you are uncomfortable with someone, you should not be there. Now, we've seen plus ones situations go very wrong on all kind of social media platforms. And so you can imagine how plus ones will go if you have not cleared it with your date. Mitchell says if they didn't communicate it, he says, I do agree. I met my ex-wife online, but that was 15 years ago when online wasn't common. We met at a museum and she brought her brother the first time we met in person. Okay, great. But the first official date was one-on-one. I believe you, Mitchell. I believe that's the way. I believe sometimes, because every woman, not every woman, I'm generalizing, a lot of women and some that I know will go on a date for the meal. Hey, he's gonna take me to Flaming Embers. I'm making up restaurants that might not exist anymore. He's taking me to Joe Muir's. Shout out some other restaurants that you know that are good or considered high profile. Carl's Chop House and Eddie Prime. All of these wonderful restaurants. At least some of those may not be national chains, but some that I like. A restaurant that close I love, Meriwether's, would be a great date spot. Okay. And it's a great dinner. If he's paying for it, that makes great sense. Oftentimes he's paying for it. He wants the pleasure of your beauty and company, and sometimes he wants the pleasure of your booty. And you got to have those conversations. I know that might not flush well with people to hear that word in that way. Along with that, there's an expletive in the inbox topic, and I apologize that I wouldn't. Those of you know and love and stuff, I would not put the expletive necessarily there. I would have changed the word. That's just who I am. But it is what it is, and you need to be aware of what his expectations or hers are going into the day. And if the expectation is not for a third person, you're really infringing not only on the pocketbook of the person, but on the personhood of the person, because that person did whatever he or she did to spend time with you. Daisy Simmons says, you're right, and thank you for joining us. I hope those of you that are here, whether you're on the Love and Stuff page or Marcus Our Homes page on Facebook or any of the love groups we're connected to, or YouTube events, Twitch TV or Twitter, I hope you will take just a moment and click share. Tag 5 of your closest friends, 5 of the more popular, to join us in this discussion. What would you do if you were on a date with someone, the first date, first formal date, you're meeting them for the first time in person, and 15 minutes into the date, their best friend shows up and prepares to eat you out of restaurant and home? What would you do? Would you pay for that? Would you turn it up? Turn up for what? Would you do as the inbox writer did? He dipped, but he paid enough, he says, for himself and his date and a tip. He did not pay for the other person because he jokingly, I think, indicated. We're going to take a quick break because we have sponsors who are partners for us. And when we come back, I want to ask you about how you might approach it if someone comes to the table when you're on a date that you've never met. This is the Love and Stuff show that we hope that you will fall in love with our new time. Our time is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We moved it up during the fall from the 8:30 time, and we hope that you will fall in love with this time and join us this time. One of our fantastic partners is Christina, the money coach from Powerful Money Tools LLC. And I just want to take a break so I can share with you Christina's pitch to you for getting your financial house in order. It's love and stuff.
Welcome to Powerful Money Tools LLC. At Powerful Money Tools, we are here to prepare for your future. We want to talk about financial freedom. Financial freedom is budgeting, credit building, and also financial education. So, once again, welcome to Powerful Money Tools LLC. We can't wait to help you in your financial future.
And thanks, Christina Smith. She's a valued member of our Love and Stuff community, and she is an entrepreneur. And if you are at the end of the year and considering, I need to get my financial house in order, and you want to take that finance to the next level, you're building something great to leave as a legacy, or you just want to live the life that you've dreamt about, Christina will help you get your feet on the right path financially. And you can contact her on all social media platforms as Powerful Money Tools LLC or Christina Smith. Thanks, Christina, for being a value part of our community, and I hope you will support her business. Back to our topic, which is pinned. Thank you so much, Evelyn Graham and Beatrice Lynette Woodward Hill. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you will click share and tag some folks to join us. And those that are joining on YouTube, if you'll drop in the comments there and let me know who's there, I'd love to acknowledge you, because here in the Love and Stuff community, we believe it takes all of the perspectives on love to help it make the kind of community that can increase the amount of love in your world and in the world beyond. In this inbox topic, and shout out to the beautiful girls group who've been having an inbox chat about it, but we are asking you before we went on the break whether or not you might approach it differently if a person comes to your table, you're on your date with someone that you met online, you're on the first date, this is the first time that you are seeing each other in person, right? Can't hide the rolls, can't hide the toes, right? Everything in person, right? And 15 minutes in, here comes another person, her girlfriend, or let's say his boyfriend, right? His homie. I won't say boyfriend. His home skillet. His homeboy comes to the table as a plus one. Now, how do you handle that plus one coming to the table? Where she says, she doesn't wait, she waits until the plus one gets to the table and says, you don't mind if she joins us. I was feeling a little nervous meeting you, so I invited her. Now, again, my go-to there is don't go on the date if you're feeling nervous that you are not safe. If you're not safe, don't go. And don't go until you feel safe. And even if you go and you feel unsafe, your spidey sense, Holy Spirit, something is telling you that you need to leave. Don't stay. If you have something telling you that you're not safe, leave. But if you feel safe, don't invite a plus one. If you feel like you have to invite a plus one, you just have to do it. Invite a plus two to sit at their own table in earshot or eye shot to be able to signal them when you're not feeling safe. Or if you need to exit and you're like, I need to get out of here, and you don't feel like a phone call is enough to get you out of there, have someone seated at another table. If someone comes to the table and you're on a date and she says, oh, I invited my friend, I wasn't feeling safe, you don't mind? No, I don't mind, as long as she's able to pay for her part of the bill. If she says, what you mean, that's my friend and you got to pay for her, say, no, darling, we didn't discuss that. Now, maybe you're not prepared to pay for her. I'm sorry, I'm so-and-so. Are you prepared to pay for your meal? I ain't paying for the meal. So then I would advise that you sit somewhere else, because I'm taking her on a date. And if you don't feel comfortable, I understand that. We can end the date and we can try this again when you feel comfortable. If she objects to that, she's telling you, probably have told you before, but she's telling you in that moment, she's not the one for you, because you have the right to reject someone to sit at your table. And I know it puts us in an uncomfortable position because you want to be a gracious host. But the reality is, on a one-on-one situation, one-on-one situation, that you should never be asked to add two people or another person. It is impolite, it is tasteless, and it is rude, quite frankly, to expect someone that you're meeting for the first time to pay for an extra meal for any person. Again, I said at the outset, if she has children, that's a discussion you have beforehand, that you say, I'm not ready to meet your children, and I'm only taking you to dinner. And maybe you say when you're preparing for dinner, say, now I'm getting a table for two, right? So that she responds and says, well, my son, on our first date, I think it should just be me and you. And if at some future point you size me up and say, okay, you good enough to meet my son or my daughter, then we could have that discussion. But for that first date, it's just me and you, right? It's an important question to ask in 2022 because people are doing plus ones. And it is not appropriate to do a plus one without having some conversation. You might, again, even if you ignore this advice that you shouldn't go anywhere where you feel unsafe. You should not date a man who has sent you, or woman, fellas. You feel like you're being set up. You're like, this seemed like some set up stuff. You're right. It is. And if it isn't, err on the side of caution and don't go. Fellas, if she's like, you know, we gonna meet at so and so place and you pick me up from there, and then we're going to the restaurant, and so place is in a seedy side of town, and you're like, nah, you don't live there, right? No, but I'm gonna be at my home girls. If that don't wash right with you, don't do it. Don't go. If Holy Spirit, or whatever you want to call it, Spidey sense, I don't mean to laugh at Spidey sense, whatever is telling you don't go, don't go. And even if you go against your own best advice, because really your own best advice is what doesn't center with you. And normally what doesn't center with you is Holy Spirit's way of telling you, I'm telling you no. But sometimes because we're not in relationship with the quintessential love, we don't hear what he's telling us. You know how they say, Oprah said, it's like that hair raising on the back of your neck. You go, Or it's like your grandmama, big mama's thump on the forehead to tell you don't do that before the brick wall crashes down on you. That sense is for a reason. And if it's telling you, something wrong, something's wrong. But if you ignore that little, you know, she can only talk to you at certain times, and she refuses to go to someplace regular for the first date. She wants to go to Carl's Chop House and making up a place that you might go. That might be something you go, You prepare by asking extra questions. Now, this is a really nice restaurant, so I just want to make sure I'm preparing enough. It's me and you, right? Oh, well, I mean, I was going to invite my girl. Well, no, not for this one. Maybe after date number 5, we go to Applebee's. Your girls can come, but they gotta pay for their own. However that is. You kind of get a sense that something's not right. You kind of have to have some more conversation before you go. But if you ignore that Spidey sense and you go and you decide, I'm going to invite my girl, my homie, my brother, my friend, like Mitchell said, she invited her brother. Brother sits at another table. Even if she says, I was feeling a little uncomfortable, so my brother is here sitting at the table right over there. I'm going to wave to him so you can see him. Okay, well, I understand that. And, I respect that. I hope that Spidey sense goes away and, we can sometime go alone. But yeah, I appreciate him sitting over there. But under no circumstance should you be inviting them to your table. Thanks, Toya Miller, for joining. Great advice. If she objects to this request to have the friend leave, she's not the one. Not the one. I've never heard of someone having a +1 on first date. The nerve. Listen with 2 S's, Beatrice. Not only from this inbox, I started to research it around, as I sometimes do. And there are other social media posts where I'm saying that people are doing that. Now, I will admit, and I'm sure I'm going to get inboxes later that this appears to be something that some younger people do, but I've been younger before. I've seen more younger women that were doing this and bringing their friends. And some of them were saying, I wasn't going to meet him for the first time by myself. If you are fearful of meeting somebody don't meet them. You need 10 more. You need 10 more times with them, 10 more inboxes with them. Switch it up. If you don't get a good gauge and you're talking with them only in the morning before they go to work, say, text me at lunchtime. You're like, well, I be hustling. Sometime I work through lunch. Well, today, can you not work through lunch and text me? Catch him at the end of the day. What's the temperament like when the boss done made him mad? Because you want to factor that in your decision of meeting him for the first time until you get that spidey sense reconciled. That you're like, okay, I'm trusting this a little better. And again, I just say if you don't trust it, don't go. But if you don't trust it and you still go, have an exit plan that includes a friend or two seated at another table. I still say for the first meeting, you don't have a formal date. You have coffee. I would say tea, but T-Vine, I think it was sold and closed. You go somewhere where it is plenty of lighting and open space where the two of you have no pressure to pay one for the others. No pressure. Each of you have a cup of coffee, and if you pay for a cup of coffee, good for you. If she pays for yours, good for her. If you pay for each other, you don't lose your own, you don't lose any points. And have conversation and check them out to see, okay, are they the same thing that they were online? Do I smell weed? If that's an issue for you, it would be for me. Are they reeking of alcohol? That would be an issue. All of the things that would matter that you don't get to see on the screen, you see in person. You find out, and then you determine, I'm going on that second date. Follow your first mind. If you feel uncomfortable, do not go. I'm with Toya 2000%. Yeah, friends should be seated at another table if they go. And hello, Autumn Nicole. Thank you so much for joining us. And Diane Timon and all of you that are joining, will you do me a favor and click share and tag 5 of your closest friends, 5 of your more popular ones, whether you're watching on the Love and Stuff community page, the Marcus R. Holmes page here on Facebook, YouTube events, HR Passion Guy, whether you're watching us on Twitch TV or Twitter. I hope that you will click share and tag 5 of your closest friends or connections or subscribers, 5 of the more popular ones. And thank you for joining us. I hope you will fall in love with Love and Stuff's new time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time during this fall and winter season. We decided to just dial it back a little earlier. And so we're grateful that you're able to join us. We're going to take a quick break in this moment of gratefulness, thinking of gratefulness. I'm so glad you joined. And it is a time and season of giving. Listen, if you are a person who does, in fact, enjoy a great read, a great book, I want to share with you a promo from someone who also enjoys this great read and great book. And I hope that you will then consider it as an opportunity to add to your wish list and your Christmas list as well.
Marcus, I want to congratulate you on Love and Stuff. I really want you to know that staying grateful and understanding the power of what it is to be operating out of a space of abundance and gratitude is the most important part of every journey of every day. So Marcus June, congratulations on this book. It's on Amazon now. That makes me so proud of you and your family and me and my family, and every single person around us gets it. So good on you for bringing it into the hands and the laps and the Kindles of all the people. Okay, so we're going to check it out. Can't wait to learn more.
And I'm so thankful for MJ from Shies of Sunset, whose husband is on a grateful gratitude mission and journey in a way to help address his anger management and help to be successful in the anger management. The Gratefulness Journey every day is available on Amazon, and I hope that you will support us. The ebook is available as well as paperback. Thank you so much, MJ. going back to the topic, and I'm going to just read through it one more time for those that may have just joined across platforms. If you're watching on the Love and Stuff page, the Marcus R. Holmes page here on Facebook, Twitch TV, Twitter, or YouTube events, click share and tag someone to join us. Maybe I ignored some signs, but I had a bad first date, he says. Beautiful woman, seems to have it together. She showed up looking and smelling good. That was the best part, he says. I mean, combo was decent, but 15 minutes in, she started texting, and up came her girl, who she invited in case I was, quote unquote, a jerk. She asked, "You don't mind if she joins us?" No problem. This woman began to order up some stuff, like we dating and screwing. Excuse the expletive, I meant to switch it out. I kept calm, and my date saw the change in my mood and said, "You good?" "We're not eating and drinking too much for you," she said. He responded, "Oh yeah, oh y'all good, as long as she got her part." No laugh in response, he said. Homegirl, the plus one, goes to the restroom. After 10 minutes, he tells his date to check on her girl. When she left, he dipped, he said. I left enough for our bill, me and my date, and our tip with the waiter. Was I wrong? I don't think that he was wrong, even though I might have, depending on what station identification I was having. I might have paid for the dinner and never called her again. I would have had to be in an exceptional mood. My normal go-to would have been similar to what he did, but I would have let her know. I am kind of a person that would challenge it directly. So I would have waited for them to come back if they did, because they might have dipped too. But I would have waited for them to come back and said, "I think it's impolite, and here's what I'm willing to do. I'm going to pay for your bill and mine, and I'm going to leave a tip. But sweetheart, you on your own. I've already told the waiter to separate it. So between the two of you, I think you have to come up with that. It was so great talking to you and seeing you in person. You're as beautiful in person as you are online, and I wish you the best." And I would have got my coat and hat and would have went stage right, left, north, south, whichever. Because I think it is impolite to do that. And I think, though she may have gotten some signals, maybe missed signals from him. He might have presented as a baller, presented as, sometimes we read what people write, right? And if you write and say, "Oh, I'm a baller," or "dress as a baller," everything is flashy, online, you're showing her what you got and this and that, and you working overtime and you doing this, and she might think, "Well, hey, this is how we rolling." Bad assumption, but she may have misread what you wrote. Most times people are reading what you write. Sometimes they're misreading what you write. And so it's important that you fill in the lines in between with communication so that there are no misunderstandings, no misgivings about what's getting ready to happen now. If you are having suggestive conversation around sex or having sexual innuendos peppered in your conversations, you can't show up and expect for one or the other not to play on that when you are in person and the chemistry is flowing. If you've been flirtatious and the response has been flirtatious with sexual under or overtones, you can't say, "Well, how dare you, say about going back to your place." If you have been inboxing and texting and FaceTiming and you've been making these suggestive things, you've been writing something that the person is reading. It is up to you to manage the expectations to ensure that what you're writing is what you intended. Okay. And that can happen sometimes where if we are flashy, if we are saying, even though it's nobody's right to spend your money, but sometimes we're writing something that might lead somebody to believe that we're just going to fund their food dreams. Right. And so then you look in some kind of way because she didn't invited her friend, even though you kind of made it seem like anything goes. You have to have the communication, right? Where you say, "Hey, it's me and you," right? Now, like to Beatrice's point, you might be like Beatrice and maybe like I was before I went back to see this topic. I would not expect normally, particularly at my age, But I would not expect normally that a woman would invite another woman or man, because women have best men friends, to a date for the first time that I'm meeting you. I would not expect that. But in this day and age, we better be ready to expect for anything. And that's why if you expect something, some people say you have to inspect something. I say if you expect a certain behavior from someone, you have to demonstrate it and demand it. Your demonstration demands a different behavior from people. In other words, we teach people, but you probably heard this, how to treat us. And so, in teaching someone how to treat you, you got to kind of lay it out. If it's a date, you have to make it more formal. If you expect things to be formal, if you don't, and it's laid back and whatever goes, then you lay that out. But you have to lay out in a communication to people exactly what you intend. I intend to take you out for a good time, just me and you, dinner and dancing, a few drinks, and I'm going to bring you home safely, or I'm going to see you to your car safely. If that's what you intend, if you intend, we're going to wake up tomorrow morning together. If that's what you intend, you need to be able to say it. Sometimes, ladies, fellas say it like this: we just going to let it flow. I'm just chilling and whatever happened, happened. No, he has something in his mind that he wants to happen. And if you have it in your mind too, I will oblige. So we have to listen to what people are telling us, what they're writing, and how we read it. And then have some common understanding as to what we can expect. If it goes really well, we're going to spend the night. If that is the common understanding. It goes really well, I'm taking you home at the end of the night. It goes really well, and no one is there but me and you. And that's really important to define so that there are no hurt feelings. When I asked whether or not he would be talking to her, he said, oh, he got text. He was all kind of MFs, all kind of cheap MFs, all kind of expletives, because he decided to dip and decided not to pay. She said, I gave you the opportunity to say no. And he said, well, I felt like you must be kidding me. Your friend must be willing to pay her own way. And to which she responded, why would my friend pay her own way? It's a pleasure to have the company of beautiful women. He said, I didn't sign up for beautiful women. I signed up for a beautiful woman. If I wanted some kind of menage a trois, we could have had a conversation. And so he says, no, I'm not going to be entertaining her anymore, especially after all of those cussing text. And so I asked, and I would ask you, when we're meeting people, are we really looking to see if they're telling us some things about them that we should be paying attention to? I'm just a strong believer that people don't just normally. Now, there is a certain thing called psychosis, and there is schizophrenia. And I don't mean to disparage people who are dealing with those things, but those things and multiple personality disorders can present a whole different person that you had never met before. I don't believe that that is the entire population that we are seeing in dating. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, that is not real. And again, I don't intend to disparage anybody who's contending with mental health issues of any kind. That's very serious. But most people, I'm going to generalize here, most people are being themselves. Some people might tidy themselves up, like cleaning the living room, sweeping it a little bit more, but the same dust and dirt is there. They didn't hit the baseboards, right? Most people are being some version of themselves. And if you are not paying attention to who someone is being, you are allowing yourself to be deceived. Oftentimes, while we intend to give the best of ourselves when we meet people, the best foot forward, there's something in our stride that shows who we are. When we're trying to give the firmest handshake, there's something in our arm that shows who we are. And if you ignore what people are telling you, you will be surprised down the road quite often about what you are actually reading, because they're writing it. People are writing their stories daily. And sometimes we misread it. We miss what they're writing. And it's important that you pay attention. And so I asked this gentleman, what are the things that you think that maybe you missed? I missed her position that she was the treasure that I was supposed to take and pour out all of my treasure for it. And I thought that that was like, wow, that was an epiphany that I wish that he had known before going, right? That he had known that she thought, and it is true. I have taught Autumn that you are the prize. You are the treasure. If a guy takes you out, he should be privileged to have you on his arm. That is the way that I co-parented to help rear her. And that is exactly what I expect for her to live out. That anybody she's on a date with, it's a pleasure to be with her. But it is also a pleasure to be with him. And if it is not, she is to politely excuse herself and drive off, or call her uncle or cousin or somebody to say, I'm in a place where I need you to come meet me. It is the man's pleasure to be with the woman. She is a gift. But it is not a gift that you pay for in such a way that she squanders your investment of time into her treasure of presence. And a woman, a lady, should never bring a +1 and expect the man to pay for that +1. The same thing would be with you fellas. I don't imagine it might happen as often, but I'm not so sure. If, ladies, you're taking a man out and you offer to pay for him, employed or not employed, that's your prerogative. But he should never, under any circumstances, bring another man and expect for you to pay for him. He should never bring his kids and expect for you to pay for him. And in one case, from one other person I talked to via inbox, who didn't want to share all of her story, he should never bring, or he should never bring his mama. I thought I was going to have that as the primary story, but I couldn't get enough of the detail to have the story. But in one person, as I was gauging the topic in the inbox, said that she offered to pay because he was unemployed, which I think if a man is unemployed, he should not be going out on dates. That's my thought. Unless he is creative and innovative and taking her out on a date that does not cost either of them something. I'm just old fashioned, maybe call me old fogey. Women should not be taking a man out because he don't have a job. Now, he just lost his job yesterday, or he been unemployed 6 months. Something catastrophic happened. Could be. Go in the backyard and have a picnic. But okay, women, you can pay for it. You can fry it up in a pan. You can do all that stuff, right? Wonderful. You take him out. That man should not be bringing his mama under any circumstances. I had to bring my mama with. I couldn't leave her at home. You should not, sir, be on the date. +1s are for invites where you have contacted the host and gained permission to bring the +1. But +1s are never for a first date. If you are feeling unsafe, hear the Love and Stuff community tonight, do not go. And if you disregard that word of advice, have your security at another table. In our last few minutes, I am going to bring up the opportunity for you to shop with us. We want to help 6 families, we hope, during the season. And here are ways that you can live shop with us. Coming on your screen will be items that you can purchase to help them. The first 3 items that I'm going to bring up are virtual gift boxes. You can purchase a virtual gift box. You will get a card. The person will not get a virtual gift box. They will get the money, all of the proceeds from the price of the gift box. And we hope to pull all of the money together to give to 6 families. We've in the past several years been able to help many families, and we're very pleased and proud. It looks like I'm missing one of the gift boxes. Let's make sure. I'm missing one gift box. Let's see if let me add one gift box. Am I missing? There are 3 gift boxes. One more item. I'm hoping that it'll let me bring it up. Of gift box items, because I want to show those first. I would rather you pay those than anything else. Buy those than anything else, rather. Okay. I hope that this is all right. Looks like it is. And this is the first gift box. You can shop right now. If you click on or scan, the link should be dropping in the comments. But if you scan that box with your phone, it will bring up the link and you can shop right now by clicking on that gift box for $10. $10 is what goes into the pot to help families during this time. And so they're not getting a box that looks like that. They're getting the money, or they're going to get, we sometimes send them a gift card. We might help them get food or clothes or whatever it is that they need as a part of the proceeds of that. There's no administrative fee to Love and Stuff. All of that money, just like those of you that helped us with the brother who we raised $825 for. Thank you very much. All of that $825 goes to him. There's no administrative fee. Love and Stuff that gets no part of that. Same with these gift boxes. If you click on that, scan it, you can send $10 and it will go towards that family. And we try to help at least 6 families. Let's hope that we can do that again this year. The medium-sized gift box is $20. You can click on the scan now to purchase that gift box. $20, all $20 goes in the pot to be divided among the 6 families. And sometimes it buys toys for kids for Christmas. Sometimes they need clothes. We know it's tough times. We're going into recessive patterns, but we want to be a blessing to other people. And you can't beat blessing others, because the more you give, the more you receive. And I know that to be true. And we want to increase the amount of love by sharing with others. There is also a $50 gift box. And so if you are really feeling generous or you want to give more, you can click on that scan me now, hold your phone up to it. It'll bring up the link. The link should also be populating in the comments. I don't see it yet, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. And you can scan and purchase. You can also go to our Shopify store, hr-passion-guy.myshopify.com, and you can shop there as well. But here you can scan right as we are on the screen. Okay. These next several items are items that 35% of the net proceeds, after the cost of goods sold, 35% of the net proceeds will go toward these efforts. And so you can get things like the Love and Stuff Up Your Game French hoodie is available now. And 35% of the net proceeds will go towards helping those within our community and on the periphery have a great Christmas. I'm thinking of one family already who had a traumatic thing happen to their home. We want to bless that family and their children this Christmas season. Again, some of them may just need clothes. Some of them may need toys, or the family may need money for groceries. However we can help the families, that's what we want to be able to do. So you can shop by clicking the link. Here is our gratefulness journey every day. We have people on the gratefulness journey every day. You know who you are, and we love you within our community. If you want to join the gratefulness journey every day, a great way to start is to get this unisex heavy blend crew neck sweatshirt. Comes in more than the heather gray and other, it comes in black and red and all types of colors. It's available for $20.68. Again, 35% of the net proceeds from this will go to that same effort to help families. You can scan it, scan me now, and purchase that in the size that fits you, or it's a great gift that you can send and have shipped to someone else. We also have the hoodie in the gratefulness journey every day, and there you see it in the blue, which is one of my favorite colors to wear. I'm more of a royal blue. I love to wear it, but it is available now for $29.30. You can get that hoodie. It's nice and warm, and you can wear it throughout the rest of the fall into the winter, all the way up until spring. It's durable, and it's something that would be a great gift for someone. And again, it's the gift that keeps on giving. If you got a cute little baby and you want to buy them the Grateful Baby Jersey bodysuit, we also have those bodysuits available for cute babies, your cute little babies, or your cute pets. Some people, babies are their pets. You can get this in multicolor for the Grateful Baby Jersey bodysuit. It's the gratefulness journey every day. If you're grateful for your children, grateful for those children born into your family, it's another product that you can have. We also have the tote bag that you can get. Now, our tote bag has a number of different designs. We do the gratefulness journey every day. We do the love and stuff design, and we also do the um, let love spread like a pandemic in the tote bag. It's available for $18.65. It is a canvas tote bag, but it's great if you just have a few books or things you want to carry in an extra pouch. $18.65 available today. Again, 35% of this goes to help those in need. The men's high top sneakers. If you want a love and stuff sneaker, this is our love over racism sneaker that we debuted during the time George Floyd, the tragic set of events that led to his death. We came out with a love over racism sneaker. It does retail at $89.99. It's available. Scan me. And again, 35% of the net proceeds for the sale of that goes toward our efforts to help families in need. All right. Then we have our love is front and center, our designs that came around Valentine's Day, because we believe that Valentine's is more than a day, it's a lifestyle. That you're not just loving your spouse or your boo or your bae once a year or twice a year. You're loving them every day and committing to increase that love. So this is my love is front and center in the white. It's a heavy blend sweatshirt. We're showing you most of the things that you would wear in the fall and winter, but most of these come in t-shirts as well. Some of them in performance tees for those of you that work out. And it's $21.15. You can scan me now to get that, along with getting the hoodie, which is a little bit more pricey. It's $33.03. It's a really warm hoodie, and it comes in all of the various colors and, of course, various sizes, and will make a great gift. You can shop that now. And newest to our line of products and gifts are from our Sports Talk with Kamal and Felix. Our newest addition is their hoodie with their logo on it. It's $41.41. Ladies, you want to get this for your husbands, your brothers, your uncles, and get them involved in the Sports Talk. We have a whole group of sports lovers, and Felix and Kamal is at the helm of that because they love all things sports. Even though we're learning Felix isn't that big on soccer, we got to get him into soccer a little bit more, but Kamal has a love for sports, as does Felix. And they're on every other Saturday. We're just on the Saturday with a fantastic show. You can go to the Love and Stuff page and watch some of their content, or on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and also on their sports group. They have a sports group that's growing. I think it's about 400 people there. Join them in that growing group and ensure that we help families by the purchase of hoodies and sweatshirts. And here, ladies, is the sweatshirt. If you're not into sports, but your husband is, why not get this sports shirt and get him a hoodie, and you all watch the games together? And if you watch the show, Felix and Kamal tells you little tips about how you can enjoy the sports with your husband, your boo, or your bae. And so all of these products that I have just shown are products that you can purchase, and they are available to you right now. I'll go back through them momentarily for just a moment. I did want to show you the self-care ebook. The self-care ebook is available for those of you that are on the journey with us, who want to have better care for yourself. We believe that self-care is your love and your gratefulness speaking to your own worthiness. It's the voice that tells you that you're worth not just having moments of escape, but a life that brings you balance, pleasure, and joy while you have work, while you have school, while you have family, while you have vocation and avocation. While you're enjoying your life, there should be care. The custody of care is in your hands. And how are you going to care for somebody better than you're caring for yourself? That's not selfish. It's selfless. You have to care for yourself. You have to stand in the gap for yourself and say, my care is selfless. Because if I'm pouring from an empty fountain, if I'm pouring from a half cup, I need to fill it up. I need to refresh, recharge, and rejuvenate so I can be all that I can be to my employees, to my coworkers, to those on my team, to my husband, to my wife, to my children, to my parents. Stop running on empty or a quarter tank. Fill yourself up first so that you can care for those others. And this is a 12-month journey that it will take you 12 months. It has my HR certification there on the cover because it is on our HR Passion LLC page, which is the parent over the Love and Stuff community. So it's on that page and it will take you to that store to buy the self-care ebook, which is a download available to you for $9.99. It has 12 months of tips on sleeping right and nutrition and exercise. If you join inside the Love and Stuff, you'll find there's a video there from Corey Beelan from Ready to Love, Be Fit. He's giving you a 6-minute workout video that can transform your life. You're going to find stuff about gratefulness and mindfulness and reflection. You're going to find all kind of wonderful resources that will help you build the kind of self-care that you are worthy of. It's $9.99 and available now. So I'm going to go back to the gift boxes because they're really the highlight of the night. I want you to support above all other things, above the gear, above the self-care. I want you to support families. And 100% of your support here goes to family. Now, the other items are 35% with the exception of the ebook. All of the other items are 35% of the net proceeds will go towards helping families. But every dollar in this virtual gift box goes to help someone during this Christmas season. And so I want you to carefully consider if you had to only make one purchase and you've made all of the purchasing you plan, but you can squeeze $10 into this, here is the purchase I would ask you to make. Or if you have $20 available and you want to be a blessing to someone, $20 gift box, you can scan it right now. You can scan it right now. And then the $50 gift box is also available right now. All of those are available right now. And I wanted to just bring that to your attention with all of this live shopping. One last live shopping moment that I just wanted to share that if you go to the Love and Stuff page, you will see that I've been promoting and advertising a special event this Friday that's happening, an online event for those of you who get nervous at interviews, you don't know how to answer the questions, or you've been going on interviews and you thought they were going well, but you're not getting any feedback. You're not getting job offers. They're not even thanking you for your time. And when you go to reach out to them, you're not getting any feedback. Well, there are 5 things that you must do during an interview to crush that interview. And Friday, for just an hour, from noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to show you from my expert position as a member of Hacking HR's Expert Council, a worldwide organization, and my over 25 years of human resources experience as a certified human resources professional with the Society of Human Resources Management and the HR Certification Institute, 2 worldwide organizations as well. I want to take some of the things that I've learned from being on one side of the interview table as an interviewer and hiring manager that I know people on the other side don't know and aren't doing. Just 5 things that if you put these 5 things to use, you're going to crush your next interview and you're going to hear yes. And you're going to find yourself in negotiation for the salary and position that you deserve. And so Friday at noon, from noon to 1, I want to share my HR expertise with you. 5 things that you must do on your next interview to crush that interview. Are you ready to get that next position? Are you ready to go to the next level? And listen, for those of you that are entrepreneurs and you're pitching proposals to companies, to clients, to organizations. You're a B2B business or B2C business, and you're trying to increase your business, but you get nervous when it's time to pitch. You get nervous when it's time to sell. You get nervous and you forget the questions that need to be asked or the questions that you need to answer. This is also for you. This will help you to strengthen your confidence and get your nerves under wrap. Get your pitch, your elevator pitch going. And there are things that every elevator pitch should have. And I want to share those with you on Friday at noon. So if you go to the Love and Stuff page, or if you've seen some of my reels, I've been kind of having a little fun with the reels, and it is inviting you to join me for that exclusive event. And if you get your tickets there, you'll be able to then go back and watch the replay. So even if you're not available at 12 noon, you'll still be able to go back and rewatch it. It's an opportunity that I think it's worth learning, something that you'll use time and time again. Now, you won't be in the market for a job forever, right? But every time that you go for a promotion, every time that you decide to make a career move, or as an independent proprietor, sole proprietor, or entrepreneur, or solopreneur, as you decide to drum up new business, to introduce new products to market, and that same nervousness comes on you, you will have these tools to help you crush that interview, that proposal. So I'm so excited about those of you that will join me Friday. And if you go there, you can get your tickets to that for Friday. I'm so grateful for this opportunity with Love and Stuff. And having said that, we're going to prepare to close for the evening. I just want to, with the close, remind you, love is a wonderful thing. And in our pursuit of love, we have so much to gain, but we could lose some things. Don't lose yourself and your sense of things that are off kilter or off balance for the pursuit of love. I'm happy that you're pursuing it. I am the love activist. I'm actively advocating for the love that you want to have, to increase it in your life and in your world and in the world beyond. But never misread what people are writing. Make sure you're carefully reading, because people are writing their lives sometimes on your heart. And you must be able to read it to ensure that you're not thrown off kilter in your pursuit of love. You have a right to love and be loved, but be careful the path that you take toward that love. It might lead you to an empty table or an empty promise or an empty relationship, but it's up to you to take the reins of the expectations that you manage as you're meeting new people and inviting them into your space. It's up to you to take those reins so that everybody in the relationship learns, receives, and gives. I'm Marcus Holmes. This is the Love and Stuff community. Listen, you belong on Facebook. You belong on YouTube events. You belong on Twitter and Twitch, but you really belong in the Love and Stuff community. There are amazing people in this community. There are godly people, and there are people who don't walk in a knowledge of God yet. There are married people and single people and divorced people, and you can learn from them all. There are mothers and fathers, both single and married. There are brothers and sisters and uncles and aunts and grandmothers, thank God, and grandfathers, thank God, who share their wisdom as well, all in a community with this thing in common. We want to increase the amount of love in our world and in the world beyond. If that's something that you want to join, go to the Love and Stuff page and click follow, and you will be glad that you did. I'm Marcus Holmes, the Love Activist. It's my pleasure to facilitate this community, and I hope to see you back next Tuesday with more love and stuff. And those of you that are in the market for a job, I hope to see you on Friday. Have a good one.